Hello again. I'm going to deseasonalize some data. The data I've got here is about ice cream sales, and there it is going through things. And you can see, as you would expect, that in winter you're not selling quite so many ice creams as you do in the warmer months. Alright, let's do some deseasonalizing. It is a series of averaging processes, so we'll start off with 2011. We will find the yearly average. That is, I will find the average of those four numbers. I'll do that by adding them all up and then dividing by 4. If you add all those numbers up, you get 180, 180 is 360, plus 140 is 500, 520. 520 divided by 4, I'll put my average column on the end here. The average is 130. Similarly, you can do the average for 2012, add all 4 up, divide by 4, and you get an average of 100. And for 2013, you get an average of 126.25. Okay, so that was the first thing. You did an average going that way across ways because we're doing the average for each year. Then, when you've got that average, we're now going to write our table out slightly differently. 2011, 2012, 2013. This first number up here, at the moment it starts off life as 140. Now we're going to divide by its yearly average. We divide by that 130. And for the spring of 2011, we will get 1.08. I'm rounding off to 2 places of decimals. In summer of that year, you're going to get 180 divided by its yearly average, 130. And this time you get 1.38. You keep going with all of them. Let me do another one for example. In winter of 2013, that's the number down here, we'll get 15 divided by its yearly average, which is 126.25. And this time you get 0.12. I will fill the rest of those in, because once you've got that idea, it's just a matter of pushing the buttons on the calculator to do it all. Having done all that, we now do averaging, but this time we do averaging this way. So we're going to average the 3 spring values that we've got. So just scrolling down a little bit here, we just have to average these 3, you have to add them up and then divide by 3. So you've got to find the average. And you add those up and divide by 3 for those 3 numbers there, again to 2 places of decimals, and you get 0.9, and you get 1.46, and 1.44, and 0.19. Okay, so those are just averages. I've added all 3 and divided by 3 to get the averages for each one of those. Those numbers have a particular name. Each one of those is its seasonal index. So this is the spring seasonal index, summer seasonal index, autumn and winter, and so on. You should, if you've done everything correctly here, find that all 4 of those add up to the number 4. Maybe there's a rounding thing with it. There might be a rounding. You might not get exactly 4. You might get 3.99 or something like that. But they should add up to 4 with your averaging here, maybe with that slight rounding error. Okay, once you've got that, we go to the last stage of the operation. So we've averaged one way, we've averaged the other way, and now we have to finally write out the deseasonalized data. So the deseasonalized data is equal to the original, that is what the data was in the first place, divided by its seasonal index. So again, 2011, 2012, 2013. And let's start off with the first number we have to deal with. So the original spring 2011 was 140. You must divide that by its seasonal index, which is 0.9. So that is going to be 140 divided by 0.9. This time I will round off my answers to whole numbers. I'll do that because we're talking about average daily ice cream sales, and you'd want that in whole numbers of ice creams. So here we go. I'll round these off to the nearest whole number and I will end up with 156. Similarly, if I do the one in the bottom right here, which was originally 15, and now I divide that by its seasonal index. Well, that was in winter, so I must divide it by the winter seasonal index. So it's 15 divided by 0.19. Down the bottom right here I get 15 divided by 0.19, and that comes to 79. Again, I'll fill all the others in, and there, that's the rest of them filled in. What you should notice about the deseasonalised data is it looks very, very different than the original. Remember, in the original we didn't sell the actual data. You don't sell so many ice creams in winter, 20, 30 or 15 depending on year. But in the deseasonalised data, those numbers are much bigger. We've taken out the seasonal effect. We've taken out the effect of, that you do sell less ice creams in winter, and you get a very different lot of numbers. What you would probably do then is plot these as a time series graph, and you'd try and see if there was a long-term trend, maybe trending higher or trending lower, or whatever's happening with it. And you can get a clearer picture of that when you've got deseasonalised data rather than the original data, which goes up and down every winter and all that stuff. Okay, I think I will stop just there.